Hi guys, I was wanting to show you, my algebra students, this transformations activity that is in Desmos. So if you just type in or do a search in Desmos for transformations in Vertex Form, it calls up an activity right here, and I'm going to try and see if we can record a few things that happen as you look at changing. And I don't think I'm going to be able to write on this, but right here as you're looking at changing your y equals x squared, that's the parent function for a quadratic. So that's just this basic dashed line that you see right here. So it has its vertex at 0, 0, and it's going to pass through 1, 1, so that's sort of the family width, the a value of 1. And what is happening over here on the left is you can see we're going to be changing the a value, the h value, and the k value. And you can just play with it a little bit and see how these different values impact your transformation of your graph. So remember I talked about in our previous video that the a value is going to tell you whether it opens up or down, and also the stretch. And the h value right here is going to give you your horizontal shift. So that's going to be a shift to the left or to the right. And then your k value in this space right here is going to give you your vertical transformation. So it's going to make the graph rise or make the graph lower on your graph. So we're going to just play with this slider a little bit here, and I'm going to go ahead and see what happens when I change this to 2. So right here from this particular vertex point, which is the point 1, 1, and we know that's 1, 1 because our h is 1 and our k is 1 over here on our sliders, that if I go up 2 and over, let's see, that's going to be 1, 2. This graph is kind of set up crazy. And over 1, I have a point on the graph right here. Okay, so we can talk a little bit more about that family width and that opportunity to use a to determine the stretch and the shrink of your graph. It's sort of a push on this particular section. So the big thing to remember about your a value is whether or not it opens up or opens down. That's really what we're wanting you to understand. So take a look at how I make this. The higher that a value goes, the skinnier your graph gets. If I come back all the way to, there's 0, right? So that's not going to be 0 times anything, it's just going to be 0. And so as soon as your a value becomes negative, you see how your graph is going to be opening down. So that's going to be that impact of your a value. Okay, and I'm going to just bring it back over here to a equals 1 so we can play with the other slides. So horizontal shifting. There it goes. All right. If you're making h larger, it is going to move to the right. And because it's x minus h, it's going to look a little bit crazy in your vertex form. So you're going to kind of have to keep it straight that if this says x plus a number, that you're actually moving to the left. And if it says x minus a number, you're actually moving to the right because of this negative sign right here. So that's going to be your horizontal shift. And then last but not least, we'll bring this over to kind of, so let's put it right over here at -4, if I can make that happen. And let's look at the k value shifting up. You can bring it right down to the x-axis if you want to. That would be a k value of 0. And then as your k value becomes negative, you can see it dropping below the x-axis. All right. So this may be enough of this Desmos playing around that you need, but if you want to explore this a little further on your own, it's a great activity to just kind of play with, to get to know how the values of a, h, and k impact your graph in vertex form. All right. Excellent work, guys. Good luck in week 2.